Hey guys, it's Avi here, and today I'm coming to talk to you about how I highlight. Now, I know it's a lot of videos out there that do highlights and contours, but I always just get the questions about how do I make my face glow, and so I decided to show you guys. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already done all my face and put on my foundation, done my eyebrows and everything, so it's actually time to highlight. And so the first thing I use is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Okay, now I know everybody uses this. This is the holy grail for everybody. I use the color medium beige. It's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, so I use that as a foundation to start to have all the powders and things I use on top of it to kind of stick to it. So what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to be looking at my mirror over here, is I squeeze a little bit out till it kind of gets not too full, but I do let it get a little full so I can do both sides. So, and some people really get up here. I do it sometimes, but some people really get right high underneath their eye, and I don't seem like to do all that all the time. Like, they get right there. I don't do that. That scares me. So we're gonna do some more. However you like it. You can do the whole triangle, boom, boom, boom. I like to just pat it on here like that. And then, again, I do a little bit down here, in your chin. And then I actually use this to kind of go down my nose. I used to use a brush, but this is easier to me because I'm already doing everything in motion. Then I do a little tree up here, plant, however you call it. I don't get too high up there. Alright. Boom. So I'm already all done. I'm not going to bake or anything like that. I'm just going to show you how I highlight. So you can use your stippling brush or your beauty blender. And the stippling brush just simply has a flat head, so it's good. And don't smear when you do it. You like to pat it in. Or you can do the same thing with your beauty blender and pat it in. Now this one is my mini beauty blender. I'll talk to you guys about that another different times, but I just simply wet it and made it bigger, so it's going to be easier to apply. So make sure you wet it, so then it's easier to kind of blend in better. So I'm going to do one on each side just to show you the difference on. Boom. Right? And then what happens sometimes with your highlight, you can see the harsh lines, so you definitely want to kind of get in so you don't see it. You can still see the highlight, but you don't want to get it too much that you cannot see the harsh lines, because once you put your highlighter or bronzer, whatever you like to use, illuminating powder, you can, it just goes on top. It doesn't blend in. Okay, so next thing I like to use, and I'm going to show you 3 products that I really love. Is I love LA Girl because they just do everything so right. So I'm going to do the LA Girl blush collection, and I actually have 2. So I have it in Glam and I have it in Spice here. I used Glam first and I fell in love, and they were out of Spice, and so I just recently got Spice, and I love both of them. Each one has its own highlight, bronzer, and 2 blushes, and they just have different shades in each. So that's Glam, and then Spice. I'm going to show you Spice. So when you're looking for your highlight, of course you want it to have a glow in here. You want it to have a natural sparkle inside. And then for your blushes, if you decide to do blushes, you know, however you like your blush, if you like your blush more like a reddish tone for the under skin tone, or more of a cream or peachy, these are the blushes you could use. And then your bronzing powder. So we're gonna use, I'm gonna actually just do both. The one in the Spice actually is lighter than the one in the Glam, which I found kind of interesting because I thought it would be vice versa. But the one in the Glam is a little bit darker than the one in the Spice. So I'm gonna start out with a little bit of the Spice first, since it is the lighter one, and I'm not gonna put too much, so I'm just going to use a regular blush brush. Right, and I'm only just gonna do the under eyes here. I'm not gonna do everything here. And I'm gonna use my Glam, and I'm gonna get in there. Boom. And this, I'm gonna start the foundation here. You know, have you ever seen that video of that girl, and she's like, once you get a new highlight and her whole face is highlight? We're gonna do that today, basically. We're basically gonna do that today. Alright, so I kind of touched everywhere. You can kind of see the highlights everywhere. And so then we go to my favorite is the BH Cosmetics Wild and Radiant, and then it is the Baked Illuminating and Bronzing Palette. So the ones I use are the ones here at the top right and the bottom right. And I use these sometimes. These are better for the summer colors. I have bought this back actually kind of towards the winter months or whatever, and so these were better for me. But now that it's getting a little bit warmer, my skin can take this because the sun has been hitting it more on this side. It just made me look real orange, and so now that I'm getting in the summertime, I can use these sides. But I'm still going to use these today, since that's the main ones I've been doing, and I just mix them together. I use top and bottom, and look, just one swipe, and look how much of a difference from there. So we're gonna use, boom, all of that. Do the nose, and then we're gonna get up here. And sometimes I kind of get a little carried away. I'm not even gonna lie. I get a little carried away with my highlight. So I have just a blush brush. The difference that I have with these are both BH Cosmetics. This one's it has more hairs in it, so it's a little bit stiff. This one doesn't have as many hairs, so it's not as stiff. So I kind of just swipe away because it's more like a fan brush. I don't. So just kind of swipe away some of that highlight that I've done too much of. So it doesn't seem too extreme. Alright, and sometimes you can even get back in there with your beauty blender, like again, pat around the sides, you know, so it doesn't show harsh lines or anything like that. So that is it. So if you like this, you know, like, comment, subscribe, tell me how you felt about it. You can stop right here if you want to, but I'm just gonna finish up my face. I'm gonna do a contour, I'm gonna do a lip, and we're gonna be done. Okay?